Welcome back to the channel, guys. We got a story for you today. Daddy Aioli. He's a, I think, Spanish influencer. Has a viral video that's caught online or resurfaced of an old video of him hitting a cat. What's happening with this entire situation is actually very ugly. This video is 1 minute. He's got his cat right now and he's hitting a cat like this, that hard. Grabs it by the scruff and then kicks it with his toe pointed down like this. So kind of like kicks like that. Drops it and puts his foot out, lands on his foot. Like he kind of like brush kicks it, right? So he still kicks 100%. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. And then he poses after like this. And then it's him like, basically like him flashbacks of him being young, whatever, his physique. This is a minute video. And then again, Spanish words over it. This cat's sitting on his bench. It's got 225 there. His cat's just sitting there by himself looking on a outside. He's looking outside. And then he picks up his cat by his neck. So he's picking him up like this, not by the scruff, by the neck, like this. And then he's still got it held up like this, Very, very brutal video. So after the video happens, there is obviously backlash. Lee Priest does a video right away, calling the guy out. You know, Lee Priest, the guy speaks his mind. He is an open book. This guy will just say exactly what's up. He tells it like it is. Within that time frame, Young LA put out a statement and then they actually did dismiss him. I think it was that day. After that happened, there's a backlash, obviously, about Daddy Aioli, as there should. And then Daddy Aioli, I don't know his real name, man. Like his name's Daddy Aioli, man. Like this is ridiculous. He basically writes an apology, a terrible apology, basically saying that the video was taken out of context. Okay? No. You can't. I just watched this video. There's nothing you can take out of context. There's nothing at all. There's nothing at all. Even if he was like just tapping and not like if he was making it look like he was hitting the cat and then had like some kind of CGI ability to make the best AI version that looked like a realistic bad video of someone holding a cat and holding it up and then choking it and then kicking it after, even if he can deliver that. What? There's no instance where you can even say take it out of context. You can't take choking a cat out of context. You can't take kicking a cat out of context. You can't take your cat eating creatine out of context. It's terrible, 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 terrible apology. There's a backlash even more. It's like, that's your apology? What are you doing? I'm gonna read you his story. I wanna talk about a video from 2022. Resurfaced and it is currently trending. It was taken out of context and does not reflect the reality of the situation. There ain't no context to take anything out of. There's zero context. That's all right there. He goes on to say in 2022, Animal Protection conducted a thorough investigation to determine the truth behind the video, concluding with the verdict that my cat has a loving family who cares for her and did not suffer any type of abuse. Now, I'm gonna stop right there, okay? You can definitely call animal services, and what I looked at right there, 100% in that video, what I saw right there is definitely him doing stuff that wouldn't show on a cat. He did stuff that wouldn't show on a human being. But guess what? If I did this to a 5-year-old, that's just gonna fucking hurt. It might not show up as a bruise, but I still did it, regardless of what context you think that it is. He keeps writing, I'm a man who believes in God and follows his will for my life. Now look, this happened 2 years ago. I can believe that he asked for forgiveness. God knows your heart more than I do, right? So I'm not gonna say you didn't since 2022 ask for forgiveness, but everything before you said this doesn't count anymore. None of this counts. Asking for forgiveness from God means that you're sincere, you take full accountability because God knows your heart. So you can't say that, but then say, You're taking that context. God forgive me for my sins, but you're taking out of context. Doesn't work like that. I do not support animal abuse in any way. In fact, I love animals. I am a person who contributes to the well-being of animals and would never allow that type of action. I'm sincerely sorry if this case has been caused any concerns or confusion. Give all of my gratitude to the people who support me. Number one, I'm not gonna come on here and act like I don't make mistakes. I'm not gonna come on here and use God as a way out. So you make an apology, you say, I effed up. That was 2 years ago. Since then, I got some help. Since then, I went to talk to whatever. The animal services came to my place. They did investigation. The cat wasn't hurt, but I'm so remorseful. And in those last 2 years, I've been really doing everything I could to make sure that I made up for my mistakes. I was wrong. I was foolish. I was dumb. And I'm really looking in my heart and I'm really hoping God can forgive me. And I'm hoping that you guys can forgive me also. And if I lose my sponsorship and I lose whatever, I deserve that. But I know that God's forgiven me and I'm going to do my best to continue. And hopefully I can get myself out of this. And, that's what you do. Anyway, so what makes this thing entirely even more evil is that we have the fans of Daddy Aioli over at Lee Priest's channel basically did an Order 66 on him with a rumor that is completely not true. Comments that are like extremely, utterly disgusting. I'm not gonna even repeat it. The problem with that is 1.5 million or 1.6 million influencer and fans, not saying the influencer itself did this, but his loyal crew of people have all started these rumors to the case where people are questioning and asking, yo, did you really, whatever? Did it actually really happen, Lee Priest? So that's happening. Now, what I've talked to John Bravo about this, and I'm like, you know what? Unfortunately, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people saying that shit, but what matters the most is it actually didn't happen, right? So I understand and get the harassment and all that stuff that's happening over there, and how annoyed and annoying it is, especially when you're trying to do your own shit on your channel and you got someone coming over, a crew of people just blasting your shit, and that sucks. But I don't believe that anyone with a smart brain is actually believing the rumors that these kids are starting over there. What I'm getting at with this entire thing is this, okay? You know why I know who Daddy Aioli is? You know why I know him? You know why? You know why we all might know him? Because he's super famous in I think Mexico, right? Mexico, like the Spanish, they have a crazy, unbelievable fan base. The fact that we know him is because of Young LA. It used to be that sponsorships were given out to people that had influence, like real influence, like back in the day, and I hate saying that, right? But it's the biggest difference from now into back in the day and now is you had sponsors like athletes like Ronnie Coleman, like Jay Cutler in the industry. I'm talking like bodybuilding, right? And you had they had these relationships with like the fans or whatever. You were like, they were like champions. And then now it's like, you got how many followers? Cool. Sign him up. This kid, I'm gonna use his influence, and his influence is gonna pad my pockets. And that's how it is. That's just business. I understand, I get it. It makes complete and utter sense. But you know what? There's a part of this process that needs to happen way more nowadays, and it's not happening. That is actually interviewing these guys. Young LA has Jay Cutler, O'Malley, Chris Bumstead. We have names who are respectable in the industry. So you got these kids who are like, I will do anything. Like, I just want to be as cool as all of those big names I just said. But the company is missing a step to the process of hiring these kids. It's like, what does he have to offer other than a physique? How do we want young kids to see our business? How do we want to portray our business? Is it just the kid who looks good, who can do a little bit of a lean, classic lean to his hip and just sit and do this? Literally. And that's all you're saying is like, you want to be cool like us? All you got to do is look good and have a following. Young LA has 1.5 million followers. Young LA, with those 1.5 million followers, can actually hire some really cool athletes who are really, you know, who are actually like putting in the work and really working on themselves. And then young LA's that company's like, yo man, this guy, man, this girl, they're super cool, man. They're working their butts up, but they don't got that many subscribers. But you know what? We can put them on and we can make them, we can get them more. We can actually boost them up, and that'll help us out because they're actually super likable. The only thing missing with this cat is they might just need some more hundreds of thousands of subscribers that you can easily help them out with. But I mean, that's in a different world. That's in a world where people care about each other, actually don't really care about the influence more so than the person who they are on the inside. That's in a different world I don't think we can ever exist in, unfortunately. But I know there's businesses that can actually do that. So instead of looking at just looks and influence, why don't we look at character? Anyway, guys, that is it for today's video, guys. If you guys like that video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know, come with that tell like it is transparent, vulnerable. If you want to know more about my coaching, book yourself a 1-hour consult with me, video consult. Talk about training, nutrition, supplementation, or mental health. And at the end of that consult, I deduct $100 off any package that you pick. Also, guys, head on over to JONNISHREVE.com and grab my 3, 4, 5-day splits, ebooks. Get yourself a one-time custom plan. Get it. It's all there. Anyway, guys, until next time, you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, progressive overload life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing.